My parents didn't invite me to Christmas, then said, "You're just a bank to us," and sent a $30,000 bill for my sister's dream car. So I froze their credit, took the car back, cut them off completely, and left them begging while I built a life without them. Hey Reddit, my name is Helena, and last Christmas was the first one I spent entirely alone, painfully, achingly, crushingly alone. But here's the thing, I wasn't sad. I wasn't curled up on the floor crying. I wasn't wallowing in self-pity. I wasn't even surprised. Because somewhere along the way, I'd already figured out the truth about my role in my own family. I wasn't the beloved daughter. I wasn't the favorite child. I wasn't even a priority. I was just the wallet, the reliable cash flow they could always count on. The quiet bank with no interest charged, no limits imposed, no boundaries respected. I was their sponsor, their financial crutch, their backup plan. And when I finally realized that, everything changed. Of course, I didn't always know. Once upon a time, I believed we were a close family. I believed in Sunday dinners, family game nights, birthday cards with handwritten notes, and annual Christmas pajama photos. I believed that being the oldest child meant something, that my parents looked to me because they trusted me, because they knew I was responsible, not because they knew I would never say no. But that's the problem with growing up in a family where love is measured in sacrifice. You don't see the line between devotion and exploitation until it's way too late. I'm 32 now, a financial consultant living in Chicago. I started working straight out of college, grinding through internships, late nights, client meetings, and double shifts. I saved aggressively. I lived below my means. I invested wisely. I built the good life, one that was stable, secure, comfortable. But I didn't come from wealth. My parents, Cynthia and Gary, always pretended we were something we weren't. They were obsessed with appearances, always performing for others. Birthday parties with plastic gold decorations, holiday cards with coordinated outfits we had to return the next day, smiles that felt like plaster masks. It was a life built on looking like we had more than we did. And at some point, I became the foundation for that illusion. My younger sister, Olivia, was the golden child. Everyone loved Olivia. She was pretty, charming, social media savvy. She was the kind of girl who got complimented by strangers at restaurants and never had to pay for her own drinks. She wanted to be an influencer. She said she had a brand, even though that brand mostly consisted of duck-face selfies and aesthetic flat lays paid for by me. She didn't work. She didn't contribute. She just floated through life like the world owed her something. And apparently, that something was me. It started innocently. A few $100s here, a little emergency help there. Dad's credit card was maxed. Could I spot him until payday? Mom's car payment was late. Could I help just this once? Olivia's tuition was short. Could I cover the remainder while they figured it out? And of course I did. Because that's what good daughters do. Right? That's what I told myself. But good daughters don't get treated like piggy banks. And slowly, their requests became demands. Their needs became expectations. And my own boundaries, the few I had left, disintegrated. By 2023, I was making well into six figures. I had a thriving career. I had investments, a retirement plan, an emergency fund. But no matter how much I earned, I always felt like I was struggling. Because the money wasn't just going to my rent and my bills. It was going to them. To Olivia. To the life they wanted to pretend they had. I was their silent investor, funding a dream I wasn't even allowed to participate in. Every vacation Olivia took, every designer bag she flaunted, every self-made queen caption she posted, I was behind it all. Last summer, Olivia bought a new car, a flashy, overpriced SUV she had no business owning. Of course, she defaulted on the first payment. And of course, my parents called me in tears. Just this once, Helena. Just until she gets back on her feet. I paid 3 months of her installments. Quietly. Anonymously. And a week later, Olivia posted a photo captioned, "Just picked up my dream car. Hard work pays off. Hashtag self-made, hashtag blessed." I sat there, phone in hand, heart pounding. Self-made? Are you kidding me? I was living on a budget while she was out there lying about her success. And that's when something inside me snapped. I didn't yell. I didn't message her. I didn't call out the lie. Just
Shut down.
I started pulling back.
Slowly.
Deliberately. I stopped answering every phone call. I stopped sending money unless asked. I missed a few Sunday FaceTimes. I gave myself space to breathe, to see what would happen if I didn't make myself available every second. And then December came. And that's when the final straw landed. There was no invite. No family group chat about holiday plans. No, can't wait to see you, from Mom. Nothing. Just silence. I waited, thinking maybe they were planning a surprise. But 3 days before Christmas, I got an email.
No greeting.
Just a subject line. Important contribution needed. Attached was a PDF invoice. $30,000. Partial reimbursement for Olivia's vehicle. Please remit by January 5th. I called Mom immediately, hands shaking. She answered cheerily. Helena, did you get the email? Are you serious? I asked. She laughed. Well, you know how much Liv needs that car. And given your income. You didn't invite me to Christmas, I snapped. You didn't even mention you were celebrating without me. But you sent me a bill. She scoffed. Don't be so dramatic. You've been distant lately. Acting like we owe you something. I've paid for this family for years, I said. And you treat me like a stranger. You're just a bank to us, she said coldly. Stop acting like money equals love. Then stop asking me for it. Olivia deserves nice things, she said. She's been through a lot. She doesn't work. She doesn't even say thank you. You know what? Mom said, voice like ice. Your dad's right. You're not even worth a plate at Christmas. She hung up. I sat there in the dark. My phone buzzing with unread emails. I wasn't worth a plate. And yet I'd been worth their rent, their vacations, their lifestyle. I had given and given until I was empty. And now they'd said it out loud. I was just a wallet. Evan, my partner of 3 years, came home to find me sitting on the floor. They didn't invite me, I said. But they sent me a bill. He held my hand. Whatever you decide to do next, I've got you. And so I decided. I didn't cry on Christmas Eve. I didn't text them. I didn't call. I made coffee, sat down, and wrote a letter. Not to them, to myself. A letter of every betrayal, every transaction, every time they treated my love like currency. And then I made a choice. No more money. No more guilt. No more silent sacrifice. I was done. The next day, I hired a lawyer and a forensic accountant. Over 9 years, I had given over $140,000 to my family, documented in emails, transfers, Venmo notes. Olivia's tuition. Mom's car repairs. Emergency rent. And that call with Mom? I had it recorded. You're just a bank to us. Crystal clear. We drafted a cease and desist. I removed myself as co-signer on my parents' credit accounts. I contacted the dealership where Olivia bought her car. Because my name had been used to boost her application, I had grounds to revoke it. The car was repossessed in January. They lost it. Mom called me 17 times. Dad sent an email titled Ungrateful. Olivia left a voicemail. You're ruining my life. You always hated me. I didn't respond. Instead, I posted a quiet vlog called Why I Chose Myself This Year. No names. No drama. Just truth. The video blew up. Thousands of comments. People thanking me for saying what they couldn't. I started a series, Rebuilding Without Them. Then I got a call from Aunt Clara, my dad's estranged sister. I saw your video. They did this to me too, she said. You were never the problem. You just stopped playing the game. We met for lunch. She brought receipts, stories, old photos.
We're close now.
And I spent Christmas in Vermont with her and Evan. Real fire. Real laughter. Real family. I haven't heard from my parents since February when they threatened legal action. My lawyer sent them a paragraph of financial records. We never heard back. Olivia? Her YouTube channel tanked. Her dream car was replaced with a rusty sedan. She tells people I sabotaged her career. But I didn't. I just stopped funding the lie. Now I use my money for me. I started a fund for women leaving toxic households. I call it the Bank of Boundaries. And I've never felt richer. They never saw me as family, just a resource. But this time, when I walked away, they couldn't follow. And when I closed the door behind me, I took every last piece of their illusion with me. So if they ever wonder why the bank is closed, they should check the mirror. Because I didn't just cut them off. I exposed them. And they never saw it coming.